Hello, I'm Miss Ashley from Feeble Kids Art Academy, and welcome to another amazing art class. For our project today, we are going to be learning how to draw Princess Jasmine from Walt Disney's Aladdin. For a list of supplies, check in the description of this video. Let's go ahead and get started. So here we have Princess Jasmine. We're going to be drawing her today. So let's go ahead and take out a blank piece of paper for our practice draw. I'll be using a Sharpie so you can see my lines, but I want you to use that pencil just in case you need to erase. Make sure your paper is vertical, which means up and down. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a curve going down for her chin on both the left and the right side. For Jasmine's portrait, whatever we're doing on the left side, we're also doing on the right side, except close to the end for her braid. Now let's go ahead and draw that neck on the left and the right. You want to make sure that it is even on both sides. Now before we start with that hair, we do want to draw her earrings. Her earrings are big enough that they do block her ears. So I'm just making sure to start on the top of that jawline on both sides. All right. We do want to travel a little bit farther up her head to draw the front of her hair. So we're going to bring this curve down, making sure it meets with the earring, and then bring this back down that way. And then we're going to do the same thing here, hop over, and bring that back down. So now we do have part of her hair. But before we complete the rest of her hair, let's go ahead and start with her face. Now because part of her eyes are being blocked by her hair, you may have to do a little bit of erasing. I'll show you on the left how to draw those eyes though. You curve up, curve, and curve that back to the point. And remember, whatever we're doing on the left side, you're also going to do on the right side. So curve up, and it's okay if part of her hair is blocking that eye. Curve down, and bring that to a point. All right, now Jasmine has different eyelashes than other princesses. What we do need to do is draw her eyelid by starting at this corner and curving up outside of that eye and slanted back to the bottom of the eye. This part right here is going to be part of her eyelashes. So let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side by curving up, out, and bring that back in. So if it is being blocked by the hair, just don't forget to erase this part here. Then we'll draw some circles. Those circles are being blocked by her eyelid. And then we're going to draw another circle. Again, part of it is blocked by her eyelid. And then a U-shaped curve. All right. Now her eyebrows are being blocked by her hair, so I am going to just draw two straight lines, then curve up and up, curve up and up. Again, those eyebrows are being blocked by her hair. Now I like to add a small line right there that shows the bridge of her nose. But I am going to draw two slanted lines for those nostrils. Draw that smile. But she does need those lips. So curve up, down, and then curve down. So now it's starting to look a lot like Princess Jasmine. However, we do want to give her that iconic hair. She does wear a headband. So first I'm going to draw an oval with a U-shaped curve at the bottom. Now, before we finish the rest of her hair, let's add her necklace as well by curving down and down, curve down and curve down. All right, now we're going to start with her long hair. Starting on the bottom left of that oval, we're going to curve, and it's okay if it goes outside of the paper. You're going to bring that curve back to the necklace. Now, you can do the same thing on the right side. However, my Jasmine's going to have her braid resting on her shoulders. So what I do want to do first is go to the right side of her necklace and draw one curve and another curve. And bring that curve down, because again, that is her braid resting on her shoulder. Now we can go back to that circle, or excuse me, oval, and bring that curve down, and if it goes out the paper, it's okay. Back to the braid. All right. Now we'll finish off the rest of her hair by going back to the oval for that gem, bring that curve down and down. And then we're going to add a big rainbow above. And let's not forget her shoulder by going where that necklace meets the hair. We're going to curve down and off the page. This shoulder is being blocked by her braid. All right, and that is how you draw Princess Jasmine. And that was our practice draw. So now we're going to be moving on to our final draw next. So go ahead and take out your nice piece of paper. This is the one that you're going to be coloring on. Make sure that your paper is vertical before you start drawing. And also, please make sure that you are using that pencil, just in case you do need to erase. So let's go ahead and draw Jasmine again by drawing a curve going down, curve going down. Make sure those curves meet at a point for her chin. Then for her neck, making sure that it's roughly in the middle of that curved line. And then we'll go to her earrings by drawing that curve and that curve. We're going to travel to roughly where the top of her head is going to be. Not quite the top of her head, more like where her hair part is. We're going to bring this curve down, meet it up with the earring, curve back, and same on the right side. All right. Now we can go ahead and work on her face. Remember, for those eyes, they are partially blocked by her hair. You're going to bring this curve up, curve down, and make sure it goes to a point. Curve up, over, and down. So it kind of looks like some leaves or teardrops. Just make sure, excuse me, as you draw the eyelid, you're starting at that point. Bring that up and curve down. And same on the right side. Curve, making sure you're going outside of that eye and bring it down. Then draw those circles that are partially hidden because her eyes are slightly closed. And remember, whatever we're doing on the left side, you're doing on the right side. Add another circle that's partially blocked. Same on the right side. And then a U-shaped curve. For those eyebrows, I'm going to start with 2 straight lines. then curve up. Remember, part of her eyebrows are being blocked by her hair. I'm going to add a slightly curved line. I like to make sure it's just a nice little flick. And 2 slanted lines for those nostrils. Then I'll add that smile. But make sure to give her those lips, curving up, down, and then curve. All right, before we finish the rest of her hair, let's go ahead and draw that necklace. And then curve out and down, out and down. Now we can continue working on that hair. So remember, we want to draw that oval and draw kind of a U-shaped curve. Then on the bottom left of that oval, you're going to curve out, making sure you go outside of the page to bring it back to the necklace. Now it's different on the right side because I actually need to bring this curve up and then up again and curve down. Then we're going to go back to that oval and bring that curve, making sure you go out the page, back to her braid. Now we'll add that headband. And then we'll add that big rainbow for the top of her head. Awesome, now all we need to do is add that shoulder. So go to where the hair meets the necklace, curve up and out. Now, if you want to add anything else, maybe you want to add something to that background, maybe you want to give her some sleeves that go a little bit higher up, you can do that. But when you are done, your picture should look something like this. So here's mine, drawn only in pencil. So let's go ahead. Well, we're going to put our pencil away because we no longer need that. Now we're going to be moving on to coloring. All right, the first thing I like to do when drawing Princess Jasmine is I'm going to start filling in areas that need black. Now I'm going to take my Sharpie, and this is where it's really important that you watch closely as I draw those eyes, because this area right here is actually going to be filled in. So probably watch me first and then pause the video, and then you do the same thing. I'm going to start at the corner of her eye. I'm going to bring that up and down and connect. So this part is her eyelashes. So I'm going to make sure to fill that in. And same with the other side. And then I'll fill that in. So those are her eyelashes. Make sure you do not outline the top of her eyes. However, you do need to fill in her pupils. So make sure to outline and then fill it in. Now you can use Sharpie, you can use marker for this stuff. I like using Sharpie myself. It gets it a little bit more accurate. And then if you want to make those eyelashes a little bit thicker, you can always go over and do so. All right, I'm actually going to put my Sharpie away. And I'm going to be taking out a black marker. Now for my marker, I like to use the Mr. Sketch because it is on the thicker side and I do have a lot of hair to color. So what I'm first going to do, I'm going to start with this top section right here. I like to work in those sections by outlining first. Make sure to outline above. So there's that outline. So this is the only area I'm going to work on right now. And because Mr. Sketch has that nice chisel side, I like to use those long strokes to make sure I'm filling it in. And don't forget to get those white spots. And I'm just filling that in. And if you need to turn your paper to fill it in, you can always go ahead and do that. Sometimes I find it a little bit easier. So for example, I'm just going to turn to the side here and really get those long strokes. All right, so there's that section right there. Now I do have this huge section to color right here. I'm going to outline. I'm getting as close as I can to her cheeks, her jaw, and her neck, as well as her earring. You're going to be using a lot of black for this picture. And make sure you are careful as you outline, because you don't want to accidentally get any of that black on her headband or her cheek. So be extra careful. Now it is a little bit tricky to color this way, so I'm just going to bring this up right here. And then I'm just going to outline and fill it in. So whatever method you're comfortable with, you can go ahead and start filling that in. Go around here. Just make sure you are careful whether you're right-handed or left-handed. You don't want to smear any of that black across the face. So as you are filling it in, be extra careful to make sure that your hand doesn't get on the marker. Or excuse me, yeah, on your marker area, and you don't spread it. Which is another reason why I like to turn the paper to the side, so I can avoid putting my arm on any of those areas I've just colored. And that way now I've got those nice small areas. And I can fill it in. Now again, I'm still making sure that my hand is not pressing on any part of her hair. I want to avoid it as much as possible. So now that that side is done, I'm going to move on to the other side. That way now I am still avoiding the area I already colored. And just make sure you get those white spots. Now you don't have to use markers if you don't want to. You can use any sort of art materials. And if you are still filling out any part of her hair, you can always press pause on the video. Still getting as close as I can. And again, I still love to use those nice long strokes. So try your best not to scribble scrabble like this, but use those long strokes. And if you need to turn your paper, you can always do so. This will be the longest coloring step with our black, but we are almost done. You're doing a great job. All right, once that hair part is done, I actually suggest moving on to those eyebrows. Be extra careful though. If you want to use your Sharpie, you can go ahead and do so. I'm just going to outline and fill in those eyebrows. Again, her eyebrows are partially blocked by her hair. This part right here is also part of her hair. So I'm going to outline that and fill it in. Now at this point, be careful if you dip color on your table. You don't want to smear that with your hand. So be careful. All right. Being extra careful, I might have to wipe that away with a wet wipe. So there is her hair. So now we can put away that black marker, and we are now going to be taking out our brown Sharpie. We need to outline her face and her necklace. Also, we do need to outline part of her eyelid as well. So I just got my brown Sharpie here, and I'm outlining her eyelids. A little part of the bridge of the nose right there. I'm also outlining the bottom of her eye. And the irises, which is the colored part of the eye. And her nostrils. Don't outline her lips though, but do outline her chin. And if you would like, you can also outline her neck. Her necklace. And her shoulder. Now I'm also, even though it is a little bit hard to tell, going to outline her earrings, just getting as close as I can to the black of her hair. And I am going to outline just the bottom of that oval because that part is gold. So just the bottom. All right. I'm going to put that away. And now I'm going to be taking out some of my nice bold and bright colors. So Jasmine wears like this kind of turquoise, teal, greenish color. I have this nice sea green color right here. And I'm going to be using that for her headband. So I'm just going to fill that in. So again, this is my sea foam green, excuse me, from Crayola. And don't forget to fill that in. also, this part needs to be colored in that seafoam green. Now, if your black marker is still not dry, I suggest waiting to do this step because the seafoam green may mix with the black and it could ruin your marker, so please be careful. Now, in my set, I also have a teal.